Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the QueenAkaMisty Show. Thank you for joining me. This show is dedicated to Monica Jocks, and this is why. Monica not only watches the show, but she takes the time to text me and let me know what she thinks about the show and gives me suggestions for the next show. So Monica, this is for you and all that you do. Thank you. I want to start the show off with some news out of Philadelphia, a heartbreaking story. A real estate agent was coming home from work after showing a house when she was carjacked by two guys. They put her in the back seat, sexually assaulted her, then began their joyride. At the same time, three kids were at a fruit stand with their mother and another lady raising money for their church. The carjackers, as they were coming down the street, blew a tire, lost control of the car, and slammed right into the fruit stand. When all was said and done, the mother was critically hurt, the lady broke a leg, and the three kids were thrown into the grass. Thomas Reed, a 10-year-old, I need to remind you that these kids were siblings. Thomas Reed, 10 years old, drew his last breath on the street. His sister, 15-year-old Karina Williams, was taken to Temple University, where she died shortly after. Their brother, Terrence Moore, was rushed to Christopher Hospital for Children, where, despite the doctor's efforts, passed away. Their mother, 34-year-old Keisha Williams, is in an induced coma, and sadly to say, she doesn't know her kids are dead. They will be laid to rest tomorrow in North Philadelphia. NBA former star Charles Barkley has agreed to pay for the funeral. I can't imagine what this family is going through. The lady who broke her leg has been since released from the hospital, and if you could see how big the crowd was outside her house to welcome her home, it was like a Michael Jackson concert. I was really moved. Now, I'm asking for my prayer warriors to pray for this family. And on another note, I need my prayer warriors to pray for a lady named Ann. Now, you don't know Ann, but God knows what I'm talking about. She needs a lot of support for her and her two kids. So please pray for her that God keeps her strong to get her through what she's going through. So, let's start the show. We're back on deal breakers. I now have deal breakers from a 49-year-old man who would like me to express his deal breakers on this show, and that's what I'm going to do. His first deal breaker is when he takes out a lady and she doesn't act like a lady. She acts a little streetish and doesn't have any respect for herself. That for him is a definite deal breaker. His next deal breaker kind of threw me for a loop, but it's not only his deal breaker, it's deal breakers from his friends also, other males. He said that when a woman spends too much money on you too soon, it is now a red flag. And this is why. His experience was a woman liked him, he liked her. She started spending money on him right away, giving him clothes, other things, and cash, and then she disappeared. She went on her way to do other things without even calling him. He's calling her, she's not picking up the phone. And when she does pick up the phone after about 10 attempts to find her, she wants to know why he's blowing up her phone. Did she just buy him stuff? So actually, she's using the money as a control mechanism. If I buy you stuff and I want to go away, I don't have to call you. I just brought you stuff and gave you cash. Leave me alone. So now this is a red flag to him and a possible deal breaker. Now, this is not to say all women do this. Some women do this out the kindness of their heart, and that means they really like you, but he's now aware of this, and he's watching out for this. Another deal breaker is rude kids. It is never a problem for you to have kids, but when they're rude to him and to the mother, that could be a deal breaker. It's a shame, but it really could be a deal breaker. So he just wanted me to get that out there. Now, guys, I need to talk to you. I've been presented from a number of different women where to find a good guy. So if you're a good guy, looking for a real woman, a woman who is holding down a career, a woman who does not hang out at bars, a woman who may be a single mother, and who is just all around classy. Where would you look for them? Because that's where they need to be. So I need to hear from you and let me know where you would be so they can be there also. Ladies, if you are out there dating and you find somebody you want to spend some time with, make sure you're free of the last relationship. If you had a bad relationship and you want to date further, just make sure your mind, your soul is free and you're over that guy. This is why. You don't want to make the next guy pay for the last guy's mistake. You don't want to do that because it's not fair to him, and ultimately it's not fair to you, because you're going to end up still alone because he's not going to take that. So just make sure that you are free. And when you're dating, now this is just my opinion, okay? So you don't have to take it, but I need to say this because I've done the same mistake too, so I'm right there with you. When you're dating a guy and you're just meeting him for the first time, don't talk so much. And this is why. Because as you're talking and talking and talking, he's listening. You're thinking, oh wow, this is a really good guy. He's listening to what I'm saying. But what he's really doing is taking mental notes. He's learning everything about you so he can be the guy you want him to be. And when it's his turn to talk, he'll say exactly what you want him to say to get exactly what he wants. And I'm sorry to say there are guys out there like that who are out there only just to use you and get what they want. Now, on the flip side of that, guys, I'm on your side too, because there are women out there who can really take advantage of guys, and guys get hurt too. They're made of same flesh and blood, they have the same tear ducts, and they will cry. And don't think of him as weak because he cries. He has to get it out his system. Man, you're not going to like this next statement, but I have to say it. Women are a little better at deceiving guys than men are. And let me tell you why. When a man wants to use a guy, I'm sorry, that was not proper. When a man wants to use a woman, it's only because 9 times out of 10, he wants to get her into bed. When a woman uses a man, this is what happens. She gets him to fall in love with her. You're following her around like a little puppy. And then, when all's said and done, she gets her rent paid, she gets her light bill paid, she gets her cell phone paid. And then you call her and say, hey honey, can we go out to the movies or just go out to dinner? And she's like, oh, go out to dinner? Wait a minute, I got my light bills paid, I got the rent, so no, I'm good, and hangs up the phone. But that's not good. I'm not making light of that. I'm not proud of that. Not something that I did before, but it happens. And I know it happens because I've heard it from different men. I do research. And unfortunately, women are out there that do that. And what you want to do is, if men do cry, let them cry. Don't think that they're weak for crying. We want them to get it out their system because they may just come back and kill you. I'm just kidding, right? Guys, I'm just kidding. I hope I'm just kidding. Okay, so now we want to go on to the reason why we don't want to play games. Be on the up and up, okay? Lay everything out on the table. And ladies, here's my suggestion to you. Think of yourself as a table with 4 strong legs. You need to be a complete person when you go to a man. You need to love yourself before you can love anybody else. So make sure you have 4 strong legs. And this is why. When a man comes, he can be the 5th leg, but your foundation is already strong. So if he messes up and moves on, you'll still be strong with your 4 legs. I feel that a woman should want a man, not need a man. That means you're a complete person, you're happy with yourself, and now you could want a man to be in your life. But when he goes, you're still a strong woman, and there should be no devastating effects. What I want to talk about now is my family. This was very important to me because the love of a family is extremely, extremely important. And I have a story about a cousin named Karen, aka Chili. Haven't seen her in well over 10 years, easy 10 years. She contacted me on Facebook, and told me that she saw